When I was a kid growing up in Brooklyn, I dreamed about living by the Promenade or in Cobble Hill or getting a brownstone in Park Slope. It really hurt my soul that I had to leave my hometown to be able to find and afford an apartment of my dreams. Hi, welcome to my Yonkers loft apartment. My name is Denise Francis. I am 27 years old. I live by myself with my puppy in a one-bedroom apartment in Yonkers, which is right above Bronx, 30 minutes away from the city. I pay $18.50 a month for rent. I am the Arts and Culture Director at a nonprofit in Brooklyn. I am the CEO and founder of the Self-Love Organization, an online wellness platform, community, and club for women of color. We do this through sisterhood, retreats, and coaching, but also connecting women to therapists that look just like them. And I'm also a graduate student at NYU. I really think I lucked out by finding this apartment. Not only is it a loft and beautiful and spacious and washer and dryer, but I also have majority of my utilities covered. I'm a Brooklyn girl, born and raised. I've been living in a two-bedroom apartment with my Jamaican mother for all of my life. At the age of 21, I knew that I wanted to reach the next stage of adulthood and I wanted to live on my own and just live my best independent life. But for some reason, every single year, something just kept happening. Either I didn't make enough money or I lost my job or I had to stop because of family emergencies. It just kept getting worse. So each year, I just continued to save and save and save. Over the course of a few years, I was able to save $20K. And then my recent role and promotion allowed me to continue adding to that savings as well as increase the saving rate. Once I reached that $20K mark, I knew that I was ready and I was more than financially stable to move into my first ever dream apartment. Since moving here, I've been grateful enough not to touch my savings. I only used a small portion of it when I was first getting the apartment to help me with my upfront costs. I still save now, but just not as much as before. Before I was saving like close to the thousands. Now I'm saving like 400, but I'm still saving and that's all that counts. This is my first apartment ever, and my goal was to have a loft apartment, which is my dream apartment. So I was looking all over New York City, all of the boroughs, New Jersey, basically everywhere. But I was pretty unsuccessful in finding a place that was beautiful, but also worth the price and not too far away. So this Brooklyn girl ended up in Yonkers because this had all the things that I needed. I actually found this apartment on Craigslist, but it was a scam. It was actually a scam on Craigslist. I ended up reaching out to the person that was listed. That person was not real. I Google photos the place and found the real leasing agent, connected with her and moved in within like 2 weeks. To secure the space, all I had to do was provide 2 recent pay stubs and fill out the application. Getting this apartment was actually not competitive at all. I kind of feel like God was like, here you go. And I was like, thank you. Once I got the keys and I opened up the doors, I started doing 2 things, screaming and crying. I was just so excited because finally I feel like I reached that milestone in adulthood where I finally have my own space to curate for me, by me, to live my best life. I had to pay $4,700 for my upfront fees, $1,000 for my security deposit, $18.50 for my first month's rent. I had to pay another $18.50 because I didn't have a guarantor because I didn't make the full requirement income-wise to get this space. I was like $200 short. It wasn't hard for me to pay the $4,700 for the upfront cost. One, because I've been preparing for this day for like my whole life. I have been saving for the moment when I'm able to move into my dream apartment. So I already had the money prepared. But on top of that, if you compare this to how much money you have to pay in the actual city, this was not that bad. Being a couple of blocks away from the water and the mountains is really beautiful. I'm also like a block and a half away from the train, and I can get into New York City within like 28 minutes. The vibe in my apartment is self-love oasis with pops of color and texture. Welcome to my living room. This has to be one of the most calmest spaces in the whole entire apartment, with the pink couch and the boho vibe with the rugs. One of the most expensive pieces of furniture I have in my apartment is this $520 beautiful Africa table. It's so pretty. The couch was originally this dark charcoal gray from IKEA. I was able to get it to be pink by going on Etsy and finding these customizable baby pink velvet covers. Next to the living room is the bathroom. What I love about my bathroom is how spacious it is. There's just so much space in here, but my favorite part has to be the waterfall shower head. I love being underneath there with a candle. It's all about self-love, sis. I wanted to make sure that all of the spaces in my home was functional, so I took underneath the steps in my loft and turned it into this little like library slash office area. On the weekends, I love to cuddle underneath here with some music playing and a good book. During the week, I use it as an office for school and for my business. So here is my kitchen. Over here, we have my fridge, dishwasher, stove, and these really tall cabinets. I honestly need a stepladder every single time because they're just so big. My least favorite thing about this apartment has to be this little insy-binsy, non-regular human-sized fridge. I think it's so weird that it's kind of like a miniature fridge and it's not like your average size fridge. We could have done anything. Why is that thing so small? My favorite part about my kitchen is my breakfast nook. What I really love is this arch wall that I made. I got this really large panel from Home Depot and used the jigsaw to carve out an arch to give me that like cool arch effect. But the next thing that I love is this really cool table. This is called a blooming table. Inside of the blooming table, you get to plant succulents and make your own little garden. The top of it lifts up for you to be able to water and care for the plants, and there's a drain underneath it to take care of the plants as well. It's just so beautiful and such a nice thing to eat on and look at. And when you go up the steps, you finally reach my bedroom. I really love how large the bedroom is. I really love the balcony area of the bedroom. I usually roll out a yoga mat in the mornings and do some yoga and meditation every morning, and it just really sets the tone for the day. One of my favorite parts about my bedroom has to be these brick wall panels that I installed to give me that touch of Brooklyn, that homey, urban, cozy feel. I got these from Home Depot and stuck them to the wall with some nails. They were only like $33 each, and I only needed 3 panels to complete my wall. Another thing I love about my bedroom, I have this large, beautiful closet that fits all my clothes. It's even hiding some Christmas gifts right now. It's perfect for me. I'm so hyped. I basically took a little bit out of my income, a little bit out of my savings, and the rest I covered from the partnerships that I do on YouTube. High five. Honestly, I love living alone. It is such a vibe to just have a curated space created for you. Everything has its space. It's just me and my puppy. I really feel like I really caught a deal with this space. Like, I'm in love. Since I had so much money saved, I did think about buying, and then I realized that buying in New York is just a scam, and it's just nothing that I want to have parts of. My lease and my graduation from grad school is actually on the same month 2 years from now. After that, I definitely plan on living my best life in another country. I've always wanted to move to France, so after this lease is up, I definitely plan on moving to another country.